Well, you guys, I'm John T. Wright, and I'm the Holy Father's son in the flesh. You know, I went to town today, and I'm listening to Elvis Presley here, right here. And as we speak, the Holy Father does like classical music. I guess he really must love Elvis Presley a lot more than I do, because it seems to just change or well, my internet seems like it sure does act up, like it moves automatically on it. I mean, it really does. So anyway, I've seen stranger things, believe me. So anyway, from the river to the sea, I went to town today. Boy, I tell you, like I said, the friction through the rod, and I should get Ernie's staff out here. I know I've got Ernie's staff here. It's right here, matter of fact. It's not too far away. I don't even think I have to remove myself out of the camera's view to pull this one out. Oh, yeah. Ernie's staff. See, Ernie, I never got rid of it. I have your staff here. I asked you if I could have this, and you said, yeah, you can have it. You gave it to me. Now I have a staff to replace Kathy's grandfather's staff that I had. And the last time I had that staff was right down here at 1007 7th Street in Camas, Washington. And Sidney G. Ingdahl told me before his death, he says, here is my staff and my rod, and it will lead you through life. And when a lot of things happened in 2014, and I've seen and witnessed the things that I've seen, I lived through an event that I could say, I lived through this. And I must say that Susan Jane Donahoe lived through it too, and she thinks she's little Jesus because Susan backwards is Jesus, and it's Russian. She explained to me. So she thought she was a little Jesus, and I'll tell you what, things that woman said to me in that house, I really shouldn't be friends with her, and at the same time, God wants me to forgive everybody for everything. Well, there's some people that I have a goddamn hard time forgiving them for. And Mr. Tobeck, you're lucky that you aren't one of them. To be honest with you, I really do like you, Ernie. But I told you that your wife will lead you into trouble, and if you start following that woman, you're going to get into big trouble. Well, I'm not saying that the new president of the United States, or the one that I'd personally like to see the president of the United States, I like her because, you know why? I've moved her right up into play. It works kind of like this here. Who do I trust the most? Well, I'm going to put her right there to the right of me. Okay? Well, who do I trust next? 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 And who do I trust the very least? The person that's the very least of me is going to be sitting over here because, why? Well, left to right, no experience. Well, you just watch what I goddamn do here. I just put this woman right here in this here spot. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to go just like this here. I'm going to protect you, my new president of the United States. And she is the shield. I am the shield. And I shield my women. I shield my women. I shield the women from the river to the sea. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I've seen a whole bunch of backbiters today, and it has happened. From the river to the sea. How everybody's affected in so many different ways. Acting out. The women that I seen today, hey, you know what? I love all of you. I love all of you. You know what? I love all of you equally. And you know why? I don't want to be prejudiced against any of you because you're so well deserved. Hey, I'm the filthy rag. God chose me and I am the worst apple in the whole box. I must be the very bottom of the bucket. Susan Donahoe said I came from hell and she sent me back. Well, I'll tell you what, God Almighty gave me the key in the Bible. It shook in my hands. Shook in my hands out of a Bible that I had opened. I was reading Revelations. It just started, and the keys fell out in my lap. And I'll tell you what, God had used me. Matter of fact, you could check in that house at 1007 7th Street, Camas, Washington. There is a burnt spot in that house on the floor. Those people have found that burnt spot on that floor. They've covered it up, or it's still there. A conversation piece at least. They may have wondered what happened. There was an ottoman that was there, and Susan Jane Donahoe reminded me of that ottoman just recently. And I actually blocked it out because it was such a traumatic event. It truly was. She told me about, she says that I still owe her an ottoman. Oh, then all of a sudden, it just hit me. She made me remember so much stuff that happened in that home. And I've already described it in the video, so I don't want to rehash this. But, you know, I counsel people every day. You know, when I went down there, all these women, and I could see the looks in their eyes. And I could tell, these women, we have an emotional attachment. What? I think they like me because I'm different. I might be unique or something. I don't know what it is. Whoa! But anyway, I'm telling you, I go down there. You know what? I love talking to these nice people. There's nice people, and there's people that won't even, these people won't even talk to me down at Steamboat Island. They're like a group of people, and they're Donald Trump's backbiting the Republican people. Donald Trump's got these here people, they'll hide in blue cars and stuff, but they're Republicans. They're ashamed of their own color. The Republicans are ashamed of their own color. They don't even want to wear their true colors. And I go down there, and I go to town, and I'm wearing a hat like this, you guys. I'm wearing this on my head. Jesus Christ, you guys see me? Here, you want me to put it on for you? I can put it on for you. Here, like I have a fucking bullet hole in my goddamn head, you know? You see, I don't need no shit from anybody, because I've been held by my family members in one spot for 7 years. I never took a bath for 4 years. So if anybody tells me that they've had a fucking harder time or a better time than me, you better fucking think, fuck you. I don't need you sucking off my goddamn tit, and I don't want your fucking sympathy. Or what did you fucking do for me? Not a goddamn thing. Why would I do anything for you? I just want you to know that. I owe you nothing. Do you understand this one? I never knew you. You whole fucking goddamn fucking eat that. When I fucking see you beyond death. Susan Jane Donahoe gave this to me pretty much for $10. I gave her extra $30 along the way. That very day, I gave her an extra $30, made sure that we were good. And you know what? I'd like to wish the best for the person. Even though the events that happened, I can truly say there's no reason for me to even be nice to this person. And she's different. I will tell you that. She is a different person, and she is unique. God uses people that's been abused. And Susan Jane Donahoe is no different, and I know that she's been abused because I heard the messages from her own mother. I dealt with her own mother too, and the evilness that right there, Susan's own mother possessed. Like I've talked to Susan, we have something on a level. But she understands I'm her friend and who I am. And Susan, if you're out there and you look in and you see me on the video, I'm sitting here talking about you. Now, I'm not fucking scared to tell everybody, and the women just love my blue nails, I know you do. And I love the woman down there. Well, I can't say I love her, but I do love her, I do. I just love that tattoo on her arm and stuff, and I'm not judgmental. And if you were judgmental towards me, I will be goddamn judgmental towards you. And that's the last goddamn thing you ever fucking want from me. If you come and goddamn think you're going to stick a feather up my goddamn ass, you better stick your fucking nose right in the Bible, and you better look down at the 10 Commandments, and you better understand what covenant is. Covenant is when you look upon something else as if you've wanted it for yourself, you're desiring it for your own, whether it be the woman next door or the car next door or the whatever. Person's property, moving in on somebody, taking over, such as I've seen my sisters and brothers do. My brother Jerry and my sister Bonnie, for sure. Hey, I know what you two have done. I know what Jerry Wright has done. I know what Bonnie's done. Did God have a plan for you too? Are you a vessel of destruction, family? Or are you a vessel of desire? Because to be honest with you, if you goddamn please the Holy Father, I will goddamn not have no fucking problem with any of you. I may not be able to fucking forgive my mother for anything. And by the way, I just want everyone to know, and my whole family, I know my mother hated me. I came into this world breech. Bonnie, you tell me that I never came into the world breech. You tell all your friends that I'm goddamn lying. You know it's a fucking lie. My mother told me that I came into the world breech. She told me how she felt about me at the end. And you know what? At least the goddamn bitch admitted it. I will give her the goddamn that. But everything else that she goddamn lied about, and their connection with the Zodiac, and their connection with this whole goddamn stunt, this D.B. Cooper, and the way that Jerry and my mother fucking ran around together, and murdering my friend on my bed right next to me, and Jerry, you bought a 30-30 with your mother, and this has everything to do with the Fairhearts and Faha, and this undermining America from dirty Boy Scouts to your dirty mother, and you were having sex with your mother, which is my mother, and God, my mother wasn't any good looking to begin with. Jesus Christ, I want to take my mother to a skunk fuck if she was the skunk. Oh, I fucking horrid. I couldn't imagine my mother, but my mother said some of the fucking most horriblest things to me before I never fucking would go back and see her again after everything. And by the way, I should never come back and see any of you goddamn people either. I don't owe anybody goddamn anything. And if somebody's gonna fucking cry on my goddamn shoulder, I will tell you right now, you fucking stand up for what's goddamn right, or you'll fucking die for everything that's wrong. And don't believe that this is goddamn blue, and I'm telling you this. This here color should be goddamn red. For everything of love should be goddamn red. But the Republicans has flipped this around from the left to the right. I goddamn see how they're switching it, just like the bathrooms. And I made a point of it today down at the grocery store, and I talked to a very lovely woman at Grocery Outlet, and I told her, I said, one of the most offensive things when I come into a business is the women are first, and they're on the left-hand side, and that's the women's traditional bathroom, and the men's is on the right. Okay? The men's is on the right, so be a man and go on the fucking right-hand side of the room. No matter what that woman's sign says, maybe you guys should fucking straighten them out down there, and maybe you women should too. You know, she said she was going to bring this up to management because, well, maybe it sounded reasonable. You know, either that or here, I would say you put the women where they fucking belong and the men back where they belong, and people will start goddamn straightening out. And by the way, just for fucking sake of everyone that wants to be indifferent, you take your goddamn indifferent door, right in the center of them, right there. You got a woman's bathroom there, you got a man's bathroom there, and then you got the indifferent door. You should be goddamn proud of fucking walking through the fucking goddamn indifferent door. But don't fucking come and hit on me in my goddamn bathroom over there on the right-hand side. You belong in the indifferent door. Women belong right over there. And if there's women that belong in the indifferent door that has a pussy, get in that goddamn indifferent door. And by the way, if you're a man and you've got a goddamn indifferent, you goddamn people belong together, okay? But you don't judge me and I won't judge you. You stay the fuck out of my bathroom, I'll stay the fuck out of your bathroom. And you goddamn don't look at what I goddamn own, and I won't look at what you goddamn own. And like the vice president right there, and I picked these two that's running in the Democratic Party, my personal self. You know, they wasn't just lucky to get there. It takes a good woman to stand behind a man. And I'll stand in front of that woman, and I'll tell you guys, you know, I gave somebody a sermon here tonight, and he told me, he says, why aren't you in the streets? And I said, I am. I said, you're fucking lucky you're right here and I'm fucking talking to you because you don't goddamn even deserve to be here. And you know I chewed him out every which way but left and right. No, I chewed him out every which way but left and right. But I told him the fucking truth. And I stand by it. And by the way, people shouldn't fucking, hey, you got to keep a goddamn promise. That's what my family did to me. So you know what? I don't want anybody to fucking come over and fucking tell me their goddamn problems. If they don't fucking realize I'm the fucking Holy Father's son, I don't need your goddamn shit. I don't even need your fucking company. But I open my book to you. I open my book to you. And I offer you salvation because the Holy Father seems to deem that it's fit to offer you such things. And to be honest with you, he wants to slam the goddamn book closed. And these here words do resonate with me. What are they? Heaven and earth will pass, but my words will never. And he wants to slam the goddamn door tighter than a nun's cunt on the whole universe. But you know what it is I'm between the fucking rock and the hard place. And I tried to tell the person that I was counseling here tonight that very thing. You know, if somebody wants to come against me, bad things happen to the people that comes against the Holy Father's Son. I'll just tell you that right now. If you're not my fucking friend, if you think you're fucking gonna snow me and fucking pull something on me, the Holy Father sees right through my goddamn eyes. And goddamn you for trying it. It's what he is telling me. And he also tells me you'll find yourself in a car at the bottom of the ravine when you're driving. Bad things will happen to you. You'll cut your goddamn finger because you fucking are in anger. Because you're having a goddamn problem. Because why? You're not me. I may not even want your company. And at the end of the day, I might just say, I never knew you. If you want to please the Holy Father, you get in the book today. I've told you guys over and over for the last few weeks, for the last while, since I had to come forward. I had to come forward. For one, God requires it of me. And I am His. And what He wants, I give Him. Hi, my name's John T. Wright. And you know what? You're not me. And if you was me, you would have to goddamn tote the line. It's like Nineveh. Hey, he's not going to let me out of it. He owns my ass. The Holy Father owns my ass. You see, I am his. He is in me and I am in him. When you come and invite the Holy Father into your life and he comes, lives and dwells within you, he becomes part of you. What are you going to do? Deny it towards others to appease all of them? You're not worth it. I've been in fucking hell for 10 fucking years since 2014. Right over there at 1007 7th Street, Camas, Washington. I keep telling you. I'm telling you, there's a burnt spot in that floor. I went through so much there. Here, I'm telling you the truth. And really, take it or leave it. I mean, take it or fucking leave it. But you fucking pick up the King James Version today. Don't tell me your goddamn sorry stories. I see poor sportsmanship. Here, I gotta scratch my nuts. I'm gonna turn my back on for a minute. I am a fucking American, for number one. I see poor sportsmanship, and I remember, here, you know what? There's only one goddamn fucking champ. There's only one fucking champ. Guess who's number one? I am who I am. Like I told him, I'm so sick of people. Hey, beach balls are bigger if you'd like to kiss one of goddamn those. And I fucking sincerely fucking mean it when I say it. And I mean it when I say it. And my family fucking knows it. That's why they can't even fucking face me. And by the way, if you guys have to gang up in a group of 10 of you, you still can't goddamn face me. You just can't goddamn do it. And by the way, if I go to the church and I have a fucking sermon in the church, I don't need the gentleman that was here. He tried to tell me 2 or 3 different times how to do it. You won't tell me goddamn how to do no fucking sermon. The Holy Father tells me what to do, and fuck every goddamn buddy thinks if they ever thought that they could control me. Donald Trump can't control me. Donald Trump is condemned. You know how I know? The Holy Father used me. You go call them up you go research that house at 10077 7th Avenue. You go talk to Susan Jane Donahoe, and she's scared stiff. She's half babbling. Why? Because she's not possibly perfectly right with God. But you know what? I talked to Susan, and I tell you what, there's hope for goddamn anyone. I should hate Susan Jane Donahoe. I can't say I'm in love with her, but I'd sure treat her like she's a family member with a little compassion and mercy. I never fed her. The woman showed up. I can't believe all the shit that she goddamn did in such a short period of time. She showed up with a birthday cake. She had a button this here big that said happy birthday, get your happy birthday on. And I have it around here someplace. I don't have it hidden somewhere. I have it right here where I can see it. Just out somewhere. Why? It was fucking nice. It don't take much to fucking please me. And Susan, you pleased me. And by the way, I tried to call you, when I come to town. I couldn't find you, and I looked around for you, and I couldn't find you in any of the spaces. I don't know where you are, and I hope for the best. I hope you found a nice boyfriend to hang out with that took you in and giving you a nice warm place. And I told you, Susan, you'd probably make a good housekeeper for someone. And when you're homeless, a housekeeping job sounds pretty goddamn nice to me. Room, board. Hey, even if you have to chip in a little bit of rent to have that room and stuff, a little bit of cleanup goes a long ways. You got to make yourself worth it. You got to make yourself valuable, Americans. I tell you that by the truth. And anybody that's homeless and stuff and you're fucking leaning on someone else, you goddamn stand straight fucking up. And you goddamn start pleasing these people. You start cleaning up the goddamn ground around you. When I come down there to the steamboat landing and I see all those suckers, Donald Trump suckers, that's sitting there want to just suck off everybody. And by the way, this here has everything to do with the parkers. These here people are the parkers. The people that hang out in the parks right there in little groups like that, they're the fucking parkers. And they're fucking causing havoc and goddamn crap around. Why? I witnessed it. I've seen it. I've seen their goddamn bullshit. When they treat me like bad, and I have a motorhome and I park down the, hey, I'm not trying to bother anybody. It's not me that's bothering, it's them that's bothering me. And I've taped the incidences. I'm just telling them the truth. Because I'm stuck on you. Yeah, you know, the Father wants me to do that. Show you how to dazzle you. And there's a couple women down at the grocery outlet, you know, I really am attracted to. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure you know who you are. Tracy. Yeah, I don't hold nothing against you just because my niece is in shit deep with me. And Tracy, I'll tell you this one right now. You better beware. Pick up the Bible. You'll learn something. You'll learn how to treat people nice, by the way. And by the way, for any of you people out there that's listening to me right now, here, you don't think you're a narcissist? Why don't you go and get some free help right on YouTube? There's some really nice men and women. I like the women, so I go over and I take it from them. And they'll tell you all the goddamn shit that you've been doing fucking wrong that shut off people from you. When they see your site you pulling up, the people that are difficult with people, these people don't even want to talk to you. They shut off. They fucking go silent and stuff. And you guys think, why are they treating me this way? And you get all fucking rowdy and shit. That's because you shut them off to begin with. I want you to go right over there on YouTube, and I want you to watch these things on narcissism, if you would. I'm just asking you. You know what? It'll help you understand how to deal with it, and it'll help you in both directions, vice versa. You know, someday you may go to these people that you've offended and say, I'm sorry. I don't care if you never talk to me again. I just want you to know that I'm sorry. And you become aware of what you've done and all the animosities that you've placed upon them. And by the way, this gentleman that was here tonight, you know, here he comes over and he's troubled. He's no more than exactly what I see from the river to the sea. And that's why I'm talking to all of you. I don't need you, but why do I show you any love? Because the Holy Father has used me, and I'm telling you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And by the way, I could put my hands in the Bible now. When I was cursed and condemned, I couldn't put my hands in the Bible, and I sat there as this man is my witness tonight. And he says, God, that's all red writing. And look, it's all red writing. And I put my hands on it right now. I put my hands on it. I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And by the way, my hands would just burn. Like if I was putting it on the top of a stove when I was condemned. And when I spun the wheel with the Taylor Swift song Red on, I swear to you that I was cursed up to that very moment when God took over. And he uses me, and he goes just like this, and, you know, it's kind of like time travel, but it always advances forward. And the next time it advances forward, I'm scared that the book's going to do that. So if you owe me something, you goddamn fucking pay it up. And family, I don't care if you fucking ever pay me. Me, personally, I say I don't give a fuck. But I know what the Father requires. Give me what's goddamn mine. That's what he fucking tells me. And me, I want to say, You can't force, you know why I'm saying, you can force a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But my Clint, my preacher uncle, and I'm surrounded by preachers all the way through life, it seemed like, he would say, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I hear those words resonating out to the Holy Father, this whole thing. What would your Uncle Clay tell you? And you know, I'm just telling you the truth because Jesus, and by the way, if you scream out Jesus Christ's name, Jesus Christ! Yo, that's a terrible thing, isn't it? Is it? The Holy Father's name or the Holy Father's Son even starts with a Y, I believe. Or no, Elohim, or Yahweh, or, I mean, it's so many things, but it started with a Y. Like, I get Yahshua, Yahweh HaMessiah. And that's not Jesus. I'm not saying that the Holy Father's Son didn't come down from heaven 2,000 years ago. I just want to know I'm covering all goddamn bases when I tell you this. And I can open up this Bible and tell you right gosh darn now, with my hands on this Bible, I'm committing blasphemy if it's not goddamn true. I've got a scar underneath my arm right there, just like the Lord when he got shoved it up through his thing. And the gentleman that was here today, I showed him my feet, and I think I showed him my scar. I pulled my arm up, I showed my scar. He says, you didn't have to show me. I willingly pulled off my socks and showed him. Why? Because I don't have nothing to fear. It's just like I said to him. I said, when I open up my curtains, I open it up because I'm open. I don't have nothing to hide. And, if we talked about the sheriffs coming up here, and I said, well, if the sheriffs come up here, they know me. Good. Hi, guys. My name's John T. Wright. I'm D.B. Cooper's son. By the way, there's a bowling alley in Morton, Washington called Millhouse Smokehouse, after the Republican Party, Richard Milhouse Nixon. There's Twin Star Credit Union that's right there, 101 Main Street. Right now they have 101 hostages over there in the Middle East that they got. Okay? I'm under a goddamn lot of pressure. Oh, by the way, the Department of State Industrial, I think that you owe me some difference in some pay differential, and I think it's over $100,000. I'd really like you to get into it, and I don't think I should have to be a lawyer, just to ask you nicely to please explain me how I got screwed out of it so goddamn bad, and how that attorney James L. Rowland could possibly get away with it. And I would love to see him, like I told you guys, I'd love to see him arrested so I can go and see him in the cell and give him some counseling, just like George Fairhart up in Morton, Washington, and Jerry L. Wright. And by the way, I wouldn't mind seeing my sister Patty behind bars and give her some counseling, although I did see my sister Patty behind bars when she shoplifted from the Hobbs store when my dad was in the basement of the bowling alley in about 1971, 72. Right there after the D.B. Cooper stunt. And Orville Lee Green with an L in it. They all have an L in it. The cops were involved in the whole thing. I mean, I had Orville Green come to my house and tell me, your dad is my friend and it's time for you to leave town, John. Because they put a hit on me through Joe Tromley. Little Joe Tromley. And little Joe Tromley isn't little. And he is... probably I'd like to see Bruce Kimsey kick the fuck out of him, because I say little Joe will take Bruce Kimsey. And I opened up Little Joe. And anyway, Joe knows Joe. And Joe was supposed to spend 5 years in prison. I don't think he did anything of the such. And then I think he cleaned up some other people that need to get rid of in Lewis County. But, you know, I stopped shy of a few things. I just didn't want to chase a fucking dead horse like that. I already dealt with little Joe Trombley. So, and Don Burgess put the hit on me and sent little Joe Trombley to do it. Don Burgess is the star witness of the Merwin's case, and the Merwin's case is one where I brought evidence to Bruce Kimsey about all of this, and they framed Rick Rife. So you got an innocent man that's in prison from everything that I'm goddamn led to believe, because I came to Bruce Kimsey with the information, and this case would have never even got framed, solved, if I wouldn't have came forward. And the same thing about the bowling alley in Morton, Washington, my attorney's office, and Rhonda Reynolds, the state patrol. Rhonda Reynolds was at my house, and within just a few months of being at my house and my mother seeing me there, and this whole road rage incidents come from James Rowland, and this was dealing with the Department of L&I on the closure of my case, and there's red writing within side of my L&I claim because I filed the papers there, because all these guys were doing red writing around me, and it corresponds with the BS that's down there around the Fairway Lanes Bowling Center. Is the Fairways Bowling Center now, and it's right at 1501 South Gold. 7 is completion right there. You know, it's next to a cemetery, just like the Morton Bowling Alley is. This thing is just a big frame job. And I also told this guy here, there's 10 bowling alleys that I know of that's involved in this, because when the lane package came out, they put a lane package, they updated all these bowling alleys, and they put my dad's in. Alpine. Herb's Bowling Alley got those bowling machines. West Side Lanes in Olympia got those bowling machines. Highlander down there in Longview did the same thing. And by the way, the guy that owned Longview Bowling Alley, I personally know him, and he ran after I told them what they did up there in Lewis County. He got that idea. He just did exactly what they did, and he goddamn was doing the same thing, and they were all doing it together. And you know, the whole thing's just like, it's an inside job. They set themselves up a casino in the Pacific Northwest of bowling alleys, and they've spread this poison across the United States of America, you know, and through the VFW Hall and the Lions Club. That's the L2. It's the Lions Club. The Liars Club right there. And down there in Port Angeles, Washington, you know, I can go on and on and on about this, but today this is about forgiveness, and it's also about revenge. The Holy Father's enemies will be ashes under his feet. You don't want to be my ashes. I'm trying to be very peaceful, and I don't goddamn need no goddamn stress. Because I have the fucking stress of the world on my shit list. And I just don't need any goddamn thing else but smiles. Smiles and smiles and prayers and good news to happen, because there's only good news to happen. There's only good news to happen. And even if Donald Trump would do it, I'll have to destroy him anyway, because that's what it's all about, I guess. I mean, I don't know. God keeps me on the edge of my seat, but he tells me to move back here. I can't explain his next move, and I can't tell you what he's going to tell me to tell you next. And that's just the point. And I have this person sitting here saying, he couldn't argue with me. You can't goddamn argue with me if you fucking come to church. And you catch me there, I'll goddamn teach you something before you leave. You should watch the 10 Commandments today. And by the way, when I use somebody, and I use somebody like Tim Waltz, and Miss Harris. Now, I have a hard time saying her first name, and I do not want to get this woman's name wrong. Hey, I've had a prosecuting attorney. You know, they know the law. You know, right now, she's in a debate all the time with this debateless man. They're expecting, let's see what she has to say out of her mouth. Look what he said out of his mouth. He wants to put my girl in front of a firing squad. He wants to put harm upon another American. Hey, it's rain and it's pouring. The old man is snoring. Donald Trump is going to bed. He's been conked on the head and he may never get up in the morning. And by the way, he'll wish that he'd never been born, and it would have been better that he have a millstone tied around his neck and thrown into the bottom of the sea, is what the Holy Father says to me. And by the way, if you don't think that I'm telling you the truth, I got a scar right there. If you could see it, it's there. I'm telling you, anybody can come examine me. I mean, I was examined just tonight, and I got 2 scars on my feet right there. Hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. God Almighty used me. I am proud to serve the Holy Father, but I will not goddamn serve any of you. If you think you could fucking browbeat me and get yourself into to heaven, you are very well mistaken. You will serve the Holy Father, but you will not serve me. I just want to be treated like an equal. I just want to be treated fair. If somebody owes me something, I want it back so I don't have goddamn hard feelings on you, because if I have hard feelings on you, I guarantee you the Holy Father will throw the book at you. I will smash you like God had me picking up a boulder and smashing a tube. I don't know why he had me smashing that tube. But he had me smashing rocks and all sorts of things because he wanted me to know that I was the rock and I can smash anything and anybody with the power of the Holy Father as long as it's the righteous thing to do. And when things get a friction, all they got to do is pull back, and I guess Big Brother's going to kick your goddamn ass if I can't. You'll just find yourself in harm's way instantly, and the last thing you'll say is, "Oh God, save me." Been there, did that, and I'm just telling you the truth. Hey, I'm going to upload this. This is 42 minutes. I've had a good conversation with you. I don't like to blow smoke up anybody's goddamn ass. You know, I'm more than nice if you want to talk to me. Say, "John, can I come hang with you a little bit?" I'd say, "Hey, you want to go bowling?" I don't like people in my motorhome, by the way. You stay in your fucking home, I'll stay in my home, and if we gotta meet, we'll meet outside someplace. But I don't think that I'm not interested in going into someone else's house because the way I've goddamn been trapped and treated. And don't think you're fucking special if you think I'm going to. I don't even know if I want to walk into a goddamn church. You know why? You wouldn't even see me in the streets. I usually say, you won't come to my house unless I come to your house. That's why I go out and if I can go out and see people, I go out to the bars and stuff and go out and have 2 drinks and leave. They'd say, "Jesus Christ, John's here tonight. Hey, why aren't you down at the bowling alley?" I said, "Well, why would I come to your house if you wouldn't come to my house? You know, why would I want to come to your house? I just want you to know. Because if you think that you're going to suck up to me and deceive me and suck off my tits, you're goddamn wrong. Beach balls are bigger if you'd like to kiss one of those." Is what one of my loveliest things to say is. Nobody likes their ass kissed. Nobody likes an ass kisser. But I will tell you, Armageddon has happened. It's over. It happened in 2014. The dead know nothing. It's 10 years. Everybody down here and around here has been talking to me about, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years that they've been Donald Trump. It's been 10 years of this, 10 years of that. They had me locked up for 10 goddamn years. And by the way, I was cursed all the way through it. Hey, would you like to be cursed? Because I'm encouraging you not to be. Donald Trump is cursed. He is going through cause and effect right now. That's why he's goddamn nuttier than thought. This is too much fun for me. You know why? Because God Almighty has empowered me, and I get to witness it for the Holy Father. He's let me witness ashes under our feet. Because I am in Him and He is in me. And it's not just ashes under His feet, it's ashes under my feet. Like on heaven as it is on earth. How's that? The Holy Father's prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Can you beat me when I sing a prayer? Amen. Donald Trump can't do it. Donald Trump can't goddamn do it. And I've been labeled an idiot from my family. They will say that they will lie and distort. They have. They've said crappy goddamn things. And those people that knows me and met me, like me. I have that amazing thing over every... And I love you guys. I'm trying to tell you, God will give you a chance. If, like Cain, if you did better, it will be accepted. You know, if the gift that you give God, it's accepted if you put your heart into it. God knows your heart, and He sees through me. And even like this young man that was here, he was hurt at the age of 13 years old. He had 5 people beat on him. I am not very happy about that in the situation they left him in. But I will also say, just like Susan Jane Donahoe, you know, God sees through people's eyes that when they're in post-traumatic stress disorder, which I evidently believe that's so, you know, and even self-medication and stuff is from that very thing. So I'm telling you, you're stronger than that, and you're better than that, and we can do better than that. And I love you guys. If my son sees me on the internet and stuff, hey, I love you. I never let you go, and you're always in my prayers. And my wife, Kathy, hey, it's death till you part, baby. No matter if we got divorced, your ass is mine too, chickie, and you've always made me happy no matter what. You both, and you know it. I hope you're happy with your husband that you have right now, and I hope he's treating you well. I would hate to have women not happy about how they're being treated at home by their men. And men, if you're treating your women bad, you're guilty. You have a nice day, everyone, and be good and kind to each other, because this is your last chance. I was told that this is our last chance. If that book slams closed like I told you in this video, it's over. And I'm telling you the truth. So you have a nice and wonderful day, and God bless you, and may the Holy Father's power be with you and not against you, because it's serious stuff.